What is the first thing you think when you see this place? Is there already an expectation? Do you even know what you're looking for? See, these people will fix light bulbs and connect it to the sun if the stars don't shine bright enough for them. Put broken blocks into potholes rather than wait for a Julius Berger government road that might never come. It's a different type of madness, but also creativity. And I think somehow, when God was making the universe, we got an extra load of strong-headedness. So, welcome to Nigeria, Lagos, chaos. When we started this project, I don't think we completely knew what we wanted to do. I think all we really knew was that we had a story to tell. And it wasn't even our story. We wanted to listen to the buildings and the birds and the sky and the people and hear what they had to say, how they wanted it to be said.
Hi, Miss Lola.
Hello.
I'm tempted to say Lola. Papa does.
Oh, don't worry. I'm used to it.
I understand that as a Nigerian, you might want to keep to your roots, but I mean, there's Abuja. There are other places. Why Lagos?
So my roots are in Ogun State, but for practical reasons and convenience, I have chosen to set up in Lagos. So Lagos has a vibrant cultural scene with lots of art galleries, exhibitions, festivals, concerts. So it just seemed the natural place to establish the Book Buzz Foundation. First, it means we have access to other players in the field, but it also means that implementation of some of our goals is a lot easier. I would love to see a situation where the state, the government, and this administration and future administrations really invest in culture, understand that when it comes to the arts, a lot of the time the rules that apply to kind of science and other fields simply do not apply. And that's because of the solitary nature of the practitioners.
So my name is Femi Adebajo, Israel. My real name is Femi. My other name is Israel. But my passport on this fateful day, when they were registering my name, they wrote Israel first. That was why many people usually call me Israel, but it's my third name. So my name is Femi Adebajo, Israel. I'm the artistic director of the Future of Dance Company. I'm a dancer, a choreographer, a curator, festival director of Artist Crossroads Festival.
So, what is your least favorite thing about Lagos? What don't you like the most?
There are so many things I don't like about Lagos, but these things will make you learn or make you smart. So I don't feel it is kind of bad a little bit, because as a Lagosian, if you face anything in Lagos that is bad, when you get to any space around the world, you'll be smart. So in terms of, you won't face traffic any place around the world. In the European world,
you already know to be early.
You won't face collecting stuffs from you, maybe at night, sometimes. But in Lagos, you will face it. Bribery and some other stuffs. You won't face it in some spaces. They are corrupt too. But the way we are corrupt, and it is showing, our own is kind of very, very much clear. We are corrupt in different spaces. In the church, in the police station, in the street. When you want to make a video in some spaces now,
They will collect money.
they will collect money.
nicely because we were just like sat here and yeah, golden.
I'm Rebel and Lovey. I'm 24 years old. I'm a multi-disciplinary artist, mostly work in the visual medium. And I make clothes, do photography, graphic design, whatever visual, I'm on it. I'd say man is pretty proud, sometimes for the worst.
Why'd you say that?
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of racial tension in like a lot of areas. To be honest, it doesn't even matter what kind of area. Pretty much most areas are money.
Yeah.
It's just a weirdness. Just like. So I'm from Harare, which is the capital city of Zimbabwe. I lived there for like two to 3 years before I moved here. I'm from the Indabele tribe. They were like known to be like really creative in like terms of the huts that they made. A lot of the huts were like associated with colors, and like they'd use like vibrant colors and stuff like that, and use a lot of like abstract and like I don't know. They were really pushing like a abstract movement before even the abstract movement was a thing. They were just doing it as a lifestyle, which I found really cool. That it's just like that's a part of my history, and I would look up to like when I was doing art, like Italian artists and like Picasso and stuff like that, and then you realize that it's just watered down versions of our own stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%. What is it that makes you refer to Zim or Harare as home, as opposed to Manchester?
I guess it's a mix of my experience here and just knowing that I always have family back home, because I don't know, like there's so many examples where like England as a whole just shows you that they don't really care about you. Yeah. We're just here as a placeholder. So I just know that I don't know, I can't call the place home. That would chuck me out at any minute.
Lagos, Manchester, art. I mean, what do any of these things really have in common? It's like a movie plot, only we are still in the movie. We don't know if the guy gets the girl, if the evil corporation gets shut down, if everything ends up okay. These people have always been rebels somehow. Artists are the guys that tell the truth no matter what. And if people don't want to hear the truth and don't sponsor it, it doesn't really matter if you're in America or Dubai, your experience will definitely be the same.
My name is Chigodi Obi, and I am a visual artist living and working in Lagos, Nigeria.
So what is your favorite thing about Lagos?
My favorite thing about Lagos, honestly, my friends. I don't know if that is but my friends, I think, make a place what it is, because we're all in Lagos, and Lagos is a fun place to be in. So when you have people.
Can you tell me your least favorite thing about Lagos?
Every time I think about everything bad in Lagos, I always come back to the politicians. Lagos could be so great. You can literally see the potential of how great this place could be. But like every single thing, like the lights, the theft, the everything is literally just based on how the politics of Lagos works and Nigeria works. No, my worst thing about Lagos is the police. That's actually my worst thing about Lagos, the police. I hate that whenever they stop me or stop my car, I'm always frowning. I never smile like that. I'm just, even when they're hailing me, I'm just boning. When they search me, the stop and searches are the ones that really do it for me because I feel so unsafe. So during NSARS, we organized a painting protest. And so we called artists to come and paint on the protest ground.
Oh, wow.
And then we put the works up for sale. And the money we got, we donated to not Femco. I can't remember the collective right now, but a collective that was aiding people like with medical care and stuff that partook in NSARS. In everything you do, you just have to always, I think about why you started, think about what you want, think about why you're doing what you're doing, and let that always be your priority.
My name is Ade Bantu. I'm an apprentice of life who sometimes does music. And yeah, I also have a 13-piece band, Bantu.
Why? I feel like you could live anywhere else. Why are you in Nigeria and why in Lagos specifically?
I got bored of Germany, I think. Let's start from there. Why did I get bored? I had a very successful anti-racism organization and also a music collective that I put together. And for a couple of years, we were talking about identity as German, being black, combating racism as much as we could as artists, running around the country, giving concerts, holding events, talks and all that. And at some point I was just drained because I felt I was being boxed into a corner where I'm just Ade Bantu, the anti-racist or anti-racism activist, you know. I decided to come to Lagos to take a break. I fell deeply in love with Lagos again and never left since. It's a highly abusive relationship. Yes. I don't know why we're still together. But Lagos is my muse. You know, I can't write the songs I write. I can't compose or find the melodies that I find with my band without referencing Lagos. Tribe shouldn't play so much of a role, considering the fact that politicians use it to divide us. So the Nigerian politics and the whole oppressive system is based around distraction.
Yeah.
So they pull the tribe and religious card to divide us, you know.
I feel like the art chooses the artist before they are even born. Maybe somewhere in heaven, God is distributing these various forms of expression, and because He knows your soul to the T, no matter who you end up being, He knows you are already a painter, a poet, or a musician first.
So I am a creative all-rounder, kind of, singer, presenter, and music lover. Born in London, but raised in Manchester.
And of Nigerian heritage?
Yes, I'm half Nigerian and then a quarter Irish, quarter English. Manchester's kind of where I, met my peers and found my sound.
How attached are you to your heritage? Maybe when was the last time you went back to Nigeria?
So I went back 5 years ago for the first time being grown, and it was very, it was a culture shock really, and it was very eye-opening in the sense of seeing kind of where part of me is from. Because before that I'd always had that question mark, and my dad has always been a person who, I'll speak to my family back home on the phone, but or see them the very, very odd occasion when they come and visit. But my dad never taught me, I'm Igbo, so my dad never taught me the language, I can't speak anything, or, we didn't really get taught, me and my siblings, about where we're from. Or if we did, I don't remember it. So just knowing more of where I'm from and just kind of discovering myself, and it's reflected on me really in my creative side, because I feel like when you know more of yourself, you're more sure of yourself and what you're doing.
Working, but also enjoying it equally.
So you're welcome to Afrika. So how long have you come around?
When it was 1 year old.
1 year?
Yeah.
This place is so green compared to Lagos.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
What is your perspective of New York or Lagos now compared to before having us?
You can accuse me of being biased here because I'm from here, but I would say New York is the fastest, developing city in Nigeria, and a lot of people are moving away from the congested Lagos to a place like New York. And this is what I would advise any young man to say: if you want to come to Nigeria, you want to come back to your father's land, New York is a place for you to be. Because when we look at the road network, when we look at the facility, the social amenities that the government is putting in place, creating the environment for anybody, any business to thrive, New York, that is what we know. That is happening here. So Lagos is like London, New York is like Manchester in those days. But I know that a lot of people are relocating from London to Manchester, just like what was happening in Nigeria, people moving from Lagos, to New York.
I've never really liked Lagos because of its busy lifestyle. I remember because I didn't live in New York for that long. I only came to New York on holidays because my parents lived here. And I always liked New York because I like a good ambience, atmosphere wherever I am. I've left Nigeria for quite some time due to marriage, of course. Where are you going? And I've visited a few times, but haven't been back for the past, I'm not proud to say this, for the past 17 years. But I've seen so much changes in New York. And like Uncle Jim said, the best place for any young person who wants to invest in Nigeria to come to.
And I can see myself coming to spend time here and building the home and building everything here and experiencing life and family here. And I would also love to avoid a lot of winter months. It's been like an 8-month winter this time.
See, everybody is always moving fast so they can make enough to stay alive to the next day and make enough to stay alive to the next day. So fast that you don't really get to experience life. But she be a man we don't chop, go fit their life.
My name is Aina Davis. I am an artist and I work in behavioral psychology, and I'm the founder of the Olori Art Foundation.
Do you think you've acclimated well to Nigeria and your life here? Do you feel British? Do you feel Nigerian?
I feel Nigerian. Do I look or sound Nigerian? Absolutely not. Therefore, do people treat me as Nigerian? Not really. The people that know me, obviously, they treat me as Nigerian. But I felt I was treated more Nigerian when I was in the UK, right? When you're around a lot of Nigerians that are not in Nigeria, and therefore your connecting ground is the fact that you are other. You're something else other than British. In Nigeria, I'm light-skinned, I speak the way I speak, I'm, formally educated whilst in the arts. Like, there's a lot of layers that makes me not be treated in the same way as the average Nigerian. Yeah, I do think that it's difficult to access governmental support. I'm sure it does exist. Yeah. I'm sure there are grants. I'm sure there are initiatives that the government is doing to encourage young creatives in different fields. But what is not so clear with the Nigerian government is how young people can access those grants. And you can have the best policy in the world, you can have the best program in the world. If people can't access it, if people can't use it, then it's absolutely useless.
My name is Daniel Igade. I'm an artist, filmmaker, photographer, and general image maker. So yeah, I was never really into creativity. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I went to uni for law. I finished that degree. It wasn't until 2018 when I just randomly decided to get a digital camera and just started taking pictures of my friends. Then people would hit me up on Instagram. They'll be like, "Can you take my model portfolio pictures? We'll dash you £20 here and there." I'm like, cool, yeah, I might as well. I'm not doing anything better. So I took a few of those pictures and started building up a little bit of a portfolio. More people started messaging me. I eventually applied to do my master's in photography. And yeah, it basically just went from there. And that's when I kind of I'd say I learned to be an artist. I learned what I liked as well in terms of art. Being Nigerian, I came to the country when I was around 3. So I've always lived in the UK. But being Nigerian as well, you're kind of a little bit of an outsider as well. So it's kind of you're almost British, or seen as that rather, but you're also kind of an outsider as well.
Recently, I thought of how easily Europeans travel and how different it is in Africa, in Nigeria, for a majority of people anyway. But I think I equate being a Lagosian longing for the world to a person who tells their friends how hungry they constantly are. They're hungry for life, even though they barely know it. They are thirsting for more than what their eyes have seen. They are asking to be revived, to see a different sky, to hear an accent they've never heard before. But there's pressure. The pressure to at least have enough to eat first, to pay a school fee, pay a house rent. That pressure is heavy enough to crush the wanderlust into small shards.
From the right, that's our mom, that's the dad. And then Uncle Edwin, then Auntie Mendy, that's the mom, that's the dad next. Then the senior brother of Leslie first, then her. And then up there, Uncle Fon first, Auntie Mendy, the only sister, the one I grew up with. Yeah. And then Uncle Pot. Then the young Napo.
My name is Jamala. I am a graphic designer and I'm a musician. I was born in England, and that's because at the time my mum had malaria. She didn't know she had twins, so I'm a twin as well. And then when they did all the checks and stuff, she was married to my dad, who's British. They sent her straight to England, and that was sort of like my first touch point. I was born here, but then immediately went back to Tanzania, and that's where both my parents work. And so my mum's Nigerian, my dad's English, and both of them took gambles and risks like in their lives. Also, my dad met my mum in Nigeria. So Africa was a familiar place for him despite being British, if that makes sense. So yeah, it only made sense that we were going to go back there. And then from there, we stayed there, schooled there, grew up there. It was all I knew, and I can tell you now that when I came back to England, it was a culture shock. My dream is to go to Nigeria. It's to make music there and see the differences from the music I make here, to feel the differences, to work with people who can influence me in a different way. And overall, I think it's to just be creative in every way. So what I've found now is like, if I confuse music and design in every aspect, that's what I want for my future.
I think back on our days of filming, and I ask myself if we carried all the stories that matter. What about the people living on water, or the street hawkers, or that woman that's been selling bread on the corner of Borno Street for years? Don't their stories matter too?
Whether one is blessed with good news or a good name, the mandate to share remains the same. So I will speak of blood and water, the gain in grief, the wares I carry on my head in my basket of belief. Some say that such faith can only be based on fallacy. Yet here in my hands are memories that mock mortality and images of an ascension with an unknown date that stir in me a hope and hunger that will not soon abate. The pieces of you that I have are precious as pearls on the base of my neck. To cast them before pigs would be an act of contempt, and yet these traits that I have been so fortunate to inherit do not speak of a mercy that is based on merit. Reunion is a sweet dream that will soon come to pass. And right standing, a relationship by faith from first to last. Your legacy is love that carries through every tide. A handful of heaven, I will not hide. I will not hide.
Out of nature, straight from nature. more Yoruba in me. I got too much swagger, standing me. Make you know they stagger, make you know they slow. Slickity, slogodo, friggity, frogodo. Make we just they go. Tinini, tanana, give me the kokoro. Oh, baby, oh, papa, get pique, go boke. That's it, PG, one man, papa. Timaya say, man, no get there. Oh, baby, oh, papa, get pique, go boke. That's it, PG, one man, papa. Timaya say, man, no get there. I say, gon' cross up, to pow. Make you start to the book out. This one, na my brand new sound. I knock, bring a brand new sound. I say, gon' cross up, to pow. Make you start to the book out. This one, na my brand new sound. I knock, bring a brand new sound. No go count. Out of Nigeria, straight from Nigeria. 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 Out of Nigeria, straight from
Would you like monkey Lagos?
I'm in Lagos now.
Like, but if you have to go somewhere else.
Before I come up for Lagos, but now I be Yoruba for you. I'm a phone new. Because me, I don't white. I don't go many states. Lagos is the best thing. I don't go Calabar. I don't go Port Harcourt. I don't go Uyo. I don't go Anambra. Okuzu for Oka. I don't go Oka. Owerri. Everywhere I don't talk for Lagos, but here is best. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Boss,